Hi everyone, in this video we are going to continue discussing dimensional analysis. So for this specific video we are going to work two problems that have to do with the production of carbon monoxide from cigarette smoke. So I just want to remind you of our regular standards here. So for 1 hour we have decided that a human being can handle a concentration of 35 ppm of carbon monoxide. And if you recall, when you smoke a cigarette indoors, you are actually increasing that concentration of carbon monoxide to 50 ppm, which is way over the standard. So what I want to do together is to try to solve this problem. How many more molecules of carbon monoxide do we breathe in one breath when we smoke indoors? Now, to do this problem, you're going to need to use an assumption that we've already created, where we are saying that for every one breath of air, we are actually breathing in 2 × 10 to the 22 molecules of air. So take a second and try to solve this problem. Go. All right, did we figure it out? Did we solve the problem? Well, in order to do this, what we have to do is do 3 separate calculations. So the first thing we have to do is figure out the amount of carbon monoxide, or the number of molecules of carbon monoxide produced per breath. First, we have to do it when we're by ourselves, so not in a smoky room. The second one is in a smoky room. And then the last thing, or the last calculation we have to do, is find the difference between the two. So let's start off with how many molecules of carbon monoxide we inhale per breath, just on a regular basis, okay? So to start off, we say 2 × 10 to the 22nd molecules of air are consumed in every one breath. Now what we're going to do is take that 35 ppm and convert it to molecules of carbon monoxide. So we know there's 35 parts, or 35 molecules of carbon monoxide for every ppm, million molecules of air. So over 1 million molecules of air. So now, molecules of air is going to cancel out, molecules of air is going to cancel out because one's on top, one's on bottom. We're left with molecules of carbon dioxide per one breath. Perfect, that's exactly what we're looking for. So for this problem, if you do it properly, you should get 7 × 10 to the 17th molecules of carbon monoxide per one breath. So for every one breath, that's how many molecules of carbon monoxide you take in at our maximum amount of a healthy level. So 7 × 10 to the 17th. Now we have to do the exact same problem, except for substitute this the 55 ppm for the 35 ppm. So we do 2 × 10 to the 22nd molecules of air. And there are this many molecules of air in every one breath. Now, to figure this out for a smoky room, we know there are 50 molecules of carbon monoxide per every 1 million molecules of air. So again, our units cancel out, the top and the bottom cancel out, we're left with molecules of carbon monoxide in one breath. And for this mathematical problem, when we solve it out, we get 1 × 10 to the 18th molecules of carbon monoxide per one breath. We are not done here. The question asks for how many more molecules are inhaled per breath when you're in a smoky room. So what we have to do now is take the difference. So 1 × 10 to the 18th minus 7 × 10 to the 17th gives us an answer of 3 × 10 to the 17th, let me rewrite that, 3 × 10 to the 17th molecules, okay, of carbon monoxide per every one breath. Now, that tells us how many more molecules we actually inhale when you're at a smoky restaurant or a smoky bar, or you're at a friend's house and they decide to smoke a cigarette in a closed environment. So it is a lot. It is a lot of molecules per one breath. And so please be cognizant of this whenever you're in indoors and there's a smoky situation or somebody smoking near you. Now, what I want to do is take it a step further. So that is per one breath. My next question is, how many molecules of carbon monoxide do we inhale in 1 hour? So in order to do this, we need to get some more information. So an average adult takes about 20 breaths in 1 minute, okay? So using this information, I want you to figure out how many molecules of carbon monoxide, okay, are inhaled, how many more molecules of carbon monoxide are inhaled in a 1 hour period. So we're basically comparing something, a smoking room and a non-smoking room. Go. All right, did we get an answer? Hopefully we did, but this was kind of a new type of conversion that we haven't talked about before, so if you struggle with it, don't worry about it. We're going to do this together right now. So I just wrote out the question so that we're all clear what the objective is. How many more molecules of carbon monoxide do we breathe per hour when we smoke indoors? So what we need to do is start off with this number here, and instead of having it per one breath, we need to convert it to per 1 hour. So again, let's start off with this number at the top. So we said, or we calculated, that 3 times 10 to the 17th more molecules, so more molecules of CO, are inhaled per every 1 breath. Now, we said that for every 1 minute, an average adult takes about 20 breaths. So, breath is at the bottom here. We're trying to cancel it out, so breath has to be at the top here. So we're saying 20 breaths per every 1 minute. So our breaths are going to cancel out, and so now we know how many more molecules of CO2 are inhaled per 1 minute, but that's not the question. We're trying to solve for per 1 hour because our standard is in 1 hour. So we're going to continue on. Minutes at the bottom, we're trying to get rid of minute, so in order to do that, we have to have minute on the top. We're trying to get to hour, so hour has to be on the bottom here. So our minutes are going to cancel out, minute on the top, minute on the bottom. We're left with hour here. We know that there are 60 minutes in every 1 hour, and so now if we look at our entire units, we see that we have molecules of carbon monoxide on the top per hour. So all we have to do is actually solve this expression. So we do 3 times 10 to the 17th times 20 times 60 divided by 1, divided by 1, divided by 1. Pretty simple, right? So when we calculate this all out, we see that we have 3.6 times 10 to the 20th more, this is just more molecules. It's not even all the molecules of CO are inhaled per hour. So I should ask you one more question, and the last question would be, I'm not going to make you do this, is should we ever be smoking indoors, or should we ever be near somebody who's smoking indoors, or should we be friends with somebody who exposes us to all this terrible, terrible carcinogens and carbon monoxide? No, 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 please don't do it. Please keep this in the mind. It's so unhealthy for you to smoke indoors and to breathe any form of exhaled smoke. That goes with candle smoke, it goes with incense, it goes with any form of nasty smoke that you would be breathing indoors. So please keep this aware. Take care of yourself. Breathe clean air. Have a great day.